All right, Gaurav. So how does it feel to be on stage on our event dedicated to oil and gas industry?
No, AVEVA and Aditya, thanks for inviting me. I think it's an opportune time where the whole energy sector is going through so much geopolitical, new energy, sustainability, technology upheaval. So it's important that we have this conversation. I'm told that since morning we've had some very, very engaging sessions. So it's nice to have an informal session now as we sit between the audience and their lunch. So
No, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, both of us are in between grumbling stomachs and yummy food which is outside. All right, so just to quickly introduce Gaurav formally. So he leads, as I said, the India energy sector for AVEVA in India. He has led several growth strategy, large-scale business transformation and digital transformation initiatives across the private sector, as well as government and various financial institutions, India as well as globally. So currently, he's working with many oil and gas companies and also with companies in the sector of renewables. He has worked on decarbonization, thermal, AI, transmission, and host of areas, which I'm sure would be of interest to all of us today as well. Right, so Gaurav is an alumnus of IIM Calcutta and SRCC in Delhi, right? So Gaurav, to start the conversation today, I would like to, get your thoughts on, energy security is all about reliability, affordability, as well as sustainability. So what, according to you, are the three structural vulnerabilities in context of India in today's scenario, which could actually threaten our long-term energy security?
interesting question. So I would not call it vulnerability. I would say that India is at the cusp of now driving what they need from the global market. If you look at the three things you spoke about, reliability, affordability, and sustainability, and we think of all these three in context of short-term and long-term. On reliability, now today India has at least 30 countries on phone call basis from where we are importing crude and other energy requirements. Unheard of in the preceding years. We are buying crude not just from Russia, earlier Iran, now South America. We're buying from everywhere, irrespective of the geopolitics involved. I would say that is a tremendous achievement and a recognition globally on how India's stature has reached a stage where we put in our view and we take what makes sense for us. On the long-term basis on reliability, over the last 3 years, some of it has hit the media, some of it has not. But India has opened up a lot of acreage in the Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea, which was earlier not allowed because of security reasons. A lot of that acreage has been opened up for new exploration. And we've been hearing Honorable Minister speak about the tremendous potential in some of the regions in Bay of Bengal. Now, the question is not just us waiting for that potential, because all of us know, as oil and gas professionals, that converting exploration into actual production is at least a decade of experience. But that 1 decade starts somewhere. And that 1 decade from exploration to production has started, where evaluation of certain new basins has taken progress. Even where some of the global majors did not want to do it, India has gone ahead and done technical tie-ups to bring that deep sea, ultra deep sea technology to India to start some of those exploration activities. So that's on reliability, where on the short term, on global geopolitics, we are pushing our weight around. On the long term, we are opening up our own acreage so that this 80% import is no longer, when our children come to fore. When you think of affordability, the Indian crude basket has withstood the test of time at mid-70s crude pricing. While crude pricing earlier till recently was in the early 60s, and now has gone into the 90s and above. But we anticipate on a stable basis, once geopolitics settles down a little bit, it won't settle down completely, but as it settles down a little bit, we expect crude prices to be in the range of late 70s. And the Indian crude basket has withstood that level of pricing, which is what each of you and we are paying in the market when we get petrol or diesel filled up in our cars and SUVs. So this also is a reflection of how India is playing the affordability game and ensuring that the consumer is not overpinched despite all the global geopolitics. If you talk to some of your colleagues in other markets, they've been badly hampered, very badly hampered, including most of the mature markets. Whether this is because of some elections coming up or otherwise, but we're seeing a stable level of pricing in the market, irrespective of what may be the reason. So affordability at current levels is continuing in the short term. In the long term, and we speak a little bit more about it, it's a question of us as industry professionals to really accelerate usage of digitalization, because at the end of the day, commodity prices will be what they will be. They're not the controllable factor, but the controllable factor is our conversion cost, our marketing costs, our cost to take it to the consumers, and really optimizing the hell out of it with so much digitalization and AI in the fore. So some of that sits on us as well as industry, not just the government. If you think on sustainability, just to complete the thought process, in the short term or till date, already most of you would have heard that more than 50% of India's installed capacity in power generation is now renewables. 50% yes, generated capacity more like 25-30%, but we're really moving very, very strongly in that direction. And the recent geopolitics has reiterated the importance of renewables and new energies even more, particularly for nations like India, Japan, South Korea, etc., which are heavily dependent upon imported energy supplies. But in the long term, at the end of the day, sustainability will happen only when, again, us as industry really treat that on a very serious note, but not just because there is ESG compliance or because government is asking for it. Now, consumers are demanding it. And the moment consumers start demanding it, and that change has happened ever since COVID, where each of us have seen the clear blue skies in Delhi, which at least I hadn't in my preceding 30 years. We've witnessed what good environment can be. So that mindset and psyche, despite global geopolitics, will need to sustain for us for sustainability to happen. We're the decision makers. There's no one else.
Yeah. Oh, very nicely put, Gaurav. So now, since you have been very closely working with policymakers, so just taking a cue from the last answer you gave on reliability and affordability. So is it more because of deft politics or diplomacy, or do we have a robust institutional framework in place to manage such situations?
So yes, in my role as leading the energy sector for EY, I do have a lot of access to the policymakers and many of you in the industry. Without going into what gets discussed in the government circles or in the boardrooms with many of you, I would say what is the end output of actually, everything, all the discussions that happen in the boardrooms. End output is that the recent times when, because of Middle East geopolitics, there has been a very, very hard pressure on whether India can sustain managing its demand and supply gap. I must compliment the industry and the government, because in my lifetime, I have not seen this level of synchronization and proactiveness to really minimize the damage and maximize usage of what we have. On the crude and the MSHST, etc., we had 2 months, 2.5 months of stock. No matter what different sources may tell you, but across the value chain, there was sufficient stock available, and therefore, despite a lot of alarming challenges in the market, we've not seen dramatic stock shortages. On LPG and LNG, yes, there has been a bit of a wake-up call that more stockpiling needs to be done and how we manage it. but the way all elements of the industry came together to really sync with each other, and how government institutions and the industry came together, it's complementary, no matter what you may hear in the market. What's also useful is that we've not just discussed and sorted maximum possible issues on demand and supply in the recent geopolitics as government, as industry, but we've also done sufficient consumer reach out to make sure that there is enough media reach out from the industry to allow the consumers to be aware how we're managing it. That becomes very important, because this is where the trust factor between the industry and the consuming faction comes into play. So I must really compliment how we've done it over the last 2.5 months.
Glad to know that we are in safe hands. Now, moving on to the topic, again, coming back to the topic of sustainability. And I will keep on coming to this theme because AVEVA's vision is to enable responsible use of world's resources, right? Now, as far as sustainability is concerned, one of the key concerns is, of course, emissions. And the oil and gas industry, unfortunately, is tagged as one of the biggest emitters of carbons, right? Both directly as well as indirectly, right? Now, despite all the efforts of moving into cleaner fuels and also moving into, say, nuclear, renewables, etc., oil and gas is here to stay for at least a few more decades, if not more. So what do you think, and how are these oil and gas companies going to evolve in future? Would they become like one connected enterprise with oil and gas, renewables, plus? Or what are the thoughts on that?
I think there are 3 aspects to this. When we think of this question of moving towards more sustainable future, it's a question of what we can do better, what can we change, and what we really need to do completely differently at 3 levels of shift. What we can do better, the answer actually sits in most of our refineries. If you look at how Shell has done it, they have looked at the sustainability question not just in terms of renewable investments, but the first thing they sorted was energy efficiency. Reduce the damn energy consumption in our process plants, and emissions reduce, cost reduce, we are happy. So that has to be the first and foremost priority. Most of our process plants, refinery plants, petchem plants have attempted it. They've reached some level of energy efficiency. But I think with AI, digital interventions, the road is very, very, very far from what some of our global peers have done. Very far. I have seen Middle East process plants, and I've seen Singapore process plants, and a couple of American process plants. We can do much, much, much more just on energy efficiency itself. That has a dual advantage. It reduces our cost and it reduces emissions. So that has to be what we need to do better. On what we need to do slightly differently, if you think of the total energy consumption, the transportation fuel consumption in the country, almost 45 to 50% of that is diesel. About 20% is petrol. And then there is LPG and aviation fuel. So this is what it makes up in terms of the total transportation consumption. Now, if you look at all the bandwagon in terms of green fuels, is largely focused on petrol. CNG, you're looking at EVs, you're looking at biofuels. All of that is focused on the 20%. Whereas the best and most extreme announcements on petrol or EVs has been that all new cars by 2030 will be EVs. New cars, as a function of total cars on the road, is 10%. We're starting now, and let's say a few cars keep shifting. By 2030, you're looking at best at maybe 15% or 20% of total cars on the road being EV. That's the most extreme proactive thought. Two-wheelers, yes. Two-wheelers, China has gone almost 100%. We are also accelerating. We may go to maybe 50, 60, 70%. Let's say 70%. About half of the petrol is with two-wheelers, half with cars, maybe a little less, a little more. Weighted average basis, total EV impact will be not more than 12, 13% of the full transportation consumption in the country. So what we have to do and think about differently is what are we doing to really shift the gears on diesel, which is almost half the game. LNG for trucks, hydrogen fuel cell, both of them are a little far out. Attempts are being made. But just shifting the gears only on MS or petrol will not suffice. So this is where we as industry will have to think what we do differently. Having said that, it's equally important to sustain the game because India is also growing very fast. So we don't have to be only green, we also have to grow. So green and grow have to go together. Thirdly, what we need to do differently altogether is that number of our oil companies have been asked to also go into renewables in a big way. I know for a fact that every oil major has a huge pile of cash which they want to spend on renewables. They're looking for deals in the market, but hardly any deals are happening in the market with oil and gas majors, to be honest. How we can really make those M&A deals happen to go green, go into renewables much faster than what we're doing today, that will be the name of the game.
Very aptly put, Gaurav. All right, I think this is the perfect segue to get into my favorite topic, which is digitalization. That's what I've done for 2 decades. All right, so now very specific to digitalization in the oil and gas sector. Now, I think since morning we have been hearing from various speakers that digital is no longer a luxury, it is an imperative. It's a thing to do today, not to do tomorrow, right? Now, in such a scenario, how do you see the role of emerging technologies like real-time data analytic frameworks, AI, digital twins, optimization, etc., play a role in planning and operations of the downstreams operations of a refinery?
See, the same thing around optimizing our processes has gone through different terminologies. We used to call it automation, then real-time optimization, then digitalization, then analytics, now AI, then future something else will come up. The heart of the problem is how do we automate the hell out of a lot of the things we're doing and really optimize how we run our operations and how we run our marketing. In EY's experience and my personal experience with number of global majors, very simplistically, the average benefit that your counterparts globally are extracting from whatever we call it, automation, digitalization, AI, or whatever you call it, most global majors are extracting 1 to 1.5% of their top line as incremental EBITDA benefit. That's the benchmark. Most energy majors have single-digit EBITDA, 6, 7, 8, 9%. And on that, if you're looking at 1 to 1.5% of top line as incremental EBITDA, you're talking about 20, 25% jump, 20, 25% jump in your profitability. Huge. It's a question of how we actually make it happen versus just experimenting, talking, trying, testing it out. Doesn't work. In the new age of digital and AI, 3 things are changing dramatically. 1, experimentation, use case basis is no longer the game. It has to be at scale. A lot of experimentation has happened. One of our Southeast Asian counterparts, one of the largest energy majors in Southeast Asia, used the term what we call fast follower. They figure out which use cases have got tested, have done well in other markets, and they scale the hell out of it. Not 50 use cases, not 20 use cases, 4, 5 scaled use cases to genuinely get the money out of it. they have achieved $1 billion of AI digital savings, which is 1% of their top line. $1 billion. Done, signed by CFO, in the bag. The second thing that's happening is digital and AI and real-time analytics, at the end of the day, doesn't sit on its own. All the analysis and calculations can be done as long as the foundation layer, which is the data, the infrastructure, is in place. So the second thing that's changing is most of your global peers are taking this in two parts. Part one, how do we get the full foundation layer fully sorted on data, on infrastructure and everything else, whether on cloud or otherwise. And second layer is how do we really scale AI and digital on top of it. So the foundation layer, if it is not sorted, if you're trying to buy cloud and data lake and infrastructure RFP by RFP, we've done it and it becomes a mess out of our digital infrastructure. It doesn't work. We can't scale it unless it's one big game at the base. The third big thing that's changing is Gen AI has simplified this whole game into simple English. EY did a global study, and we saw that the adoption of Gen AI is actually an inverted pyramid, that the boardroom is actually adopting more Gen AI than the new age. And that's because the boardroom was the one which was still trying to figure out what this whole AI is. They can't do coding, they don't understand, they had to wait for us as CIOs, CDOs to make those things happen. But now they just type things in English and they get what they need. That is really what we call democratizing AI for the first time. Change management, where companies used to spend tons and tons of dollars or not spend at all and try to figure out why our softwares are not being used, all of that is going away. We're putting Gen AI on top of it and change management is going through the roof in most global energy companies. How we use that is up to us. So dollar value through AI at scale, foundation layer cleaned up, and leveraging Gen AI is what will make this whole game much more fruitful. And there is 1 to 1.5% of your top line or 20% of your profit upside on the table. Just one last aspect to close this. It's also important that we inform our boards that this money will not come on its own. While I've told you that 1 to 1.5% of top line can come, but on an average, it also costs at least 20 to 25% of that money as investments. So in case of the Southeast Asian major, they spent $300 million to extract that $1 billion, almost 30%. If the money is not spent, money will not come.
Well, thanks, Gaurav. You just touched a raw nerve in this room, which is on RFPs. And all of us in this room understand the pains around it. But yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with your assessment that use case by use case deployment of AI is no longer feasible. In fact, this was probably not the case even 4 years back when people were still advocating of, let's find a use case, let's try out, let's experiment, and then, deploy it, and let's see, if it scales or not, right? In the last 4 years, what we have also seen is that if the investments are not done to the scale, and as you rightly said, the returns are just not there, right? So to expect to throw a penny into the pond and then expect that, the investment will suddenly double, triple, or maybe, quadruple, that's not going to happen unless you put in a lot more effort and a lot more money in this area. So with your permission, maybe I can narrate an example.
Aditya, why don't I request you to reflect. AVEVA has been at the forefront of some of these big initiatives at scale.
Yeah.
Why don't you share some perspectives on how we are making it happen in the industry?
No, certainly, I'll in fact share from two aspects. One is, what we have done and what can be done for India, given that, the pace of, technology advancement today is so fast that even 4 year feels like, maybe a decade older, right? So let me just start with what we have done with some of the majors. And I think Rajesh, my colleague, had touched briefly upon those use cases. One is Saudi Aramco, other one is ADNOC, and the third one is Petronas. At all these three places, we implemented our unified operation center solution. Now, so that, Gaurav, is a solution where you can visualize the entire operations from a one single pane of glass, right? And these are like large walls, maybe at least 4 times or 5 times bigger than this screen, end to end. And each screen talking about the performance of every function within the refinery, right? Even for integrated majors like Saudi Aramco and ADNOC, they even have integrated their upstream operations on that same pane of glass, right? Now, so that was 4 years ago, right? Now, what I believe is going to make sense to India, and I'm really passionate about it, and we just spoke while you were outside, is that India today needs is something called as, National Energy Intelligence Platform. I think this current crisis also taught us some lessons in many ways, right? Although, our government was totally on top of the situation, communication was, top notch, everything was great, right? But then things could have been better, right? And with today's technology, things can certainly be better. I'll give you some example around that. Now, one of the problems which country immediately faced after the war was that there was an LPG shortage, right? Now, today the state of the art of technology allows you to look at the production patterns, look at the consumption patterns in each region, each refinery. So rather than, the chief secretary or the principal secretary calling the head of each refinery and saying that you have to bump up the LPG production, these things could have been visualized on a screen. Decisions could have been taken in real time, and advices could have been passed in real time to all the refiners and all the distributors. So that's what I'm envisioning for the country now, that why can't we have a national energy intelligence platform where all these things can be visualized, predicted, as well as optimized.
Sounds very interesting and clearly worthwhile to have one view of our energy infrastructure.
No, absolutely. I think that's the need of the hour. And to all the leaders from the downstream industry who are here, that is something worth considering. And certainly we'll take this discussion forward. Right now, bringing this discussion to a closure, because I'm also concerned on the time. It's already 1:30, and people might be angry if we take any further time. So to all the industry leaders here, Gaurav, what would be your advice to them? So if they have to spend, say, a couple of $1 million or maybe $10 million, what would be the area you would advise them to go first? And then, you can also give a 1, 2, 3 list for all of them.
So, as EY, we've drafted a point of view which is essentially a 3x3 matrix on this whole energy agenda for the country. It's about what oil and gas majors should be doing, what power utility majors should be doing, and what other industries like steel, metal, etc. should be doing. Because all three segments are facing 3 levels of issues. Level 1 issue is how to manage our conventional core fuels. For oil and gas, it's MS, HST, LPG. For power utilities, it's about increasing thermal plant capacities. And you may be hearing a lot of announcements on thermal capacities again coming up. For other industries like steel, cement, etc., it's about, yes, we need to do more green steel, but it costs too much. So conventional capacities have to come up. So one is, how do we manage our core capacities and core fuels? Second is, how do we manage new energies for us? So for oil and gas, it's about low emission fuels like gas, but also looking at battery storage, etc. For PNU, it's about renewables. For other industries, it's about going green steel and how do we connect renewables. And the third issue to manage is new tech, which is how do we really maximize the hell out of Gen AI, analytics, etc., across all three industry segments. This is the 3x3 map, which we can keep in mind that we need to make sure we balance all three elements for our relevant industry segment, which is core or conventional, with the new energies and the new tech. The moment we miss eye on any one of them, either we'll miss scale because core is not there, or we'll miss the future because new energy is not sufficiently there, or we'll miss the optimization, which is new tech is not there. So just very simple framework, think of core versus new energy versus new tech in your respective space and your peers. And that's what you need to keep in mind. Within that, there'll be 10,000 initiatives, which I'm sure each of us will prioritize. And second suggestion is speed. If we don't do it with speed, someone else will, and we'll be left behind.
All right, so thank you very much, Gaurav. This was a really insightful discussion. With this, we come to the close of this fireside chat, Gaurav. Thank you once again. If there are any questions from the audience, maybe we can, we have time for two more. I mean, we have.
Maybe we'll take 2 questions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 2 questions should be good. Yeah.
Hello, hi. My name is Shivank and I'm from Petronet LNG. So there is a lot of insight from these discussions this morning. So I want to ask one question that could you please comment on the emission and waste caused by these digitalization and emission and waste saved through this digitalization. So this is the very, in my perspective, because I'm also looking after the sustainability in my company. So these are the questions coming in my mind since long. So if you can comment on this, then that will be very good.
Maybe Aditya, you want to pick it up on how AVEVA is doing it?
Yeah, sure. So if I understand your question well, you're basically saying that how does the emissions due to digitalization versus the benefit you get in reducing the emissions, right? That's the question, right? No, perfect. I think waste generated to
E-waste.
Okay, so e-waste as well, right? So, okay, so got it. So I think there are 2 aspects here. So, one is certainly, you're right. I mean, digitalization, and especially on cloud, is definitely an energy-intensive operation, right? In fact, there are already talks that these digitalization or these data centers who are going to run these AI and cloud platforms should be using responsible energy, could be coming in from renewables and could be coming in from, say, nuclear, etc., right? So that's definitely one initiative. But as far as in our experience, the opportunity to reduce the emission due to AI is much, much larger as compared to the emission it creates by itself, right? So, and there are numerous use cases you would have seen in Monier's presentation as well, where Total Energy and some of other customers have actually reduced emissions from their refining operations, right? Now, to the point of e-waste, that is something which is an evolving thing, and there's a lot of emphasis now on recycling as well, especially recycling of, say, lithium and recycling of other rare earth elements which go as part of producing these batteries, etc. So definitely there has to be a balance which needs to be found out in terms of how much energy you spend there as well. So you want to add something, Gaurav?
I mean, digitalization and AI is here to stay. Like I said in the earlier conversation, to get that 1 to 1.5% of EBITDA, you have to spend the 25-30% cost. In sustainability and digitalization case, yes, There are challenges around e-waste, challenges around emissions, and those have to be sorted. But because sorting them is taking time, cannot mean that we slow down on digitalization. Countries in the Nordics have found a way to use the whole heat from data centers to actually heat their houses. Very innovative. Maybe there are innovative ways that we need as sustainability leaders like yourself to see how we can make the most out of it. No clear-cut answer, but we have to make both happen.
Yeah, there's one comment from Monier as well.
Yeah, if I can add, just on the AI piece, we have to distinguish between two types of AI. You've got the general purpose AI, which we all use, ChatGPT and what have you, and specific purpose AI, right, which is what we're talking about within industries, within oil and gas companies, where you're training your AI to use your own data for your own specific needs. That does not use anywhere near as much energy as the general purpose AI. So we need to keep that distinction. So when you're focusing and you're being asked that question internally, you're focusing on your own organization and how can you train AI to use your own data. That's not energy intensive relative to general purpose AI.
And that
Maybe more discussion over lunch.
Yeah, can we take one more question? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, Gaurav, very short question to you. You know, this sovereignty is picking up the heat in the last few months because of the recent geopolitical crisis. So what is your suggestion? Whether we should go for the cloud and maybe the sovereign cloud, and if it is a sovereign cloud, then how this, in view of the recent mighty guidelines, like we have to classify the data, so all those things. Can you just give a very short answer to this?
So you're absolutely right. Given the geopolitics involved, data is the future gold. Sovereignty is the only way to go, in my view as well. Cloud also is the only way to go. On-prem just limits a lot of challenges. So sovereign cloud is the right combination. MATI guidelines are probably a starting point. I think a lot of the global guidelines also is something that we should keep in mind, because whether they may be incorporated in MATI guidelines right away or not, but those guidelines will come very quickly, given how fast AI usage is changing. You know, it's almost like we were following Euro 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in terms of BS 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But BS 6 came much faster in our adoption. Same way MATI took global guidelines on AI, India may need to create its own guidelines because we are probably going to be the largest consumer of data as a country by a big margin. So we need to come up with the guidelines that global can follow because we are going to use the data at scale. But sovereignty on our future gold, I think, will be critical, but on cloud as much as possible. You, of course, are our industry proponents. There'll be enough to learn from you on how we make that happen. So thank you for asking.